We are located on Carrizal Avenue in the municipality of Los
Nos encontramos en la avenida
Santos,
Carrizal del
Santander.
municipio de Los Santos, Santander.
I have always lived in the countryside and I have always liked the environmental part. We are in the cultivation of Mr. Fermin Alvarez Mendoza and Mrs. Miriam. They have been working with us for more than 5 years. The subject of cultivation is aloe. I like aloe very much because it is very efficient and the people who use it are also quite satisfied with it. Aloe is a very rustic plant. It does not require high percentages of water. Annual rainfall is very low in this area, which could be called semi-desert due to the scarce vegetation and the presence of stones on the land. Aloe is especially sought after in these areas where it is not possible to grow other types of commercial plants. It adapts to different altitude and temperature conditions. In these soils, aloe vera is placed and organic fertilizer is added to ensure its necessary micronutrients. I grew up in the countryside on a farm on the highway. It was there that I learned about coffee growing. Then Elena suggested that I plant a batch of organic aloe vera. She offered to help me get the seeds and encouraged me to get into it, since she had a farm suitable for it. I think we could do it in there. It has been almost 6 years since we started this. In 2005, I started a training process on composting, a topic that I liked and decided to implement it at home. In 2005, I started a training process on composting, a topic that I liked and decided to implement it at home. In 2006, we developed a program with the government of Santander on the cultivation of aloe through a foundation. From that date, we began to learn more about the crop, its benefits, and how to manage it organically. Normally, the aloe crops that are found are managed commercially and chemically. But we had the opportunity to study, and we joined a group of young farmers from Los Santos and Puerto Cuesta to study agroecology and post-harvest management. In my thesis research, I decided to approach the cultivation of aloe not only as a monoculture, but associated with other forage plants, so as not to depend on aloe and to have other plants that we could use for food such as yucca, titols, wild sunflower, and leucaena, leucocephala. As I processed in my studies, I fell more and more in love with the subject of aloe vera. We were able to receive training in the agro-industrial part, where we learned the process to obtain the raw material of aloe vera, both for human consumption and for cosmetic products. We obtained a sanitary registration for the aloe pump, which we use in the production of handmade cosmetics. Then the opportunity arose to make maquilas and laboratories in Bucaramanga to enter the markets we wanted to reach. We have been growing aloe vera for about 10 years in different soils and with different types of fertilizer to determine which produces the best results. So far, we have found that aloe benefits most from being grown alongside other crops. Aloe produces a stronger odor that repels animals and pests, which also benefits other crops. In addition, we take advantage of the fruits that fall from the trees to obtain organic fertilizer, and this helps us to maintain a healthy environment and to consume food that does not affect our health. The crop is coming out beautifully. Well, here I have about 3,600 aloe vera plants. We maintain them as best we can, removing weeds when possible and leaving a little space between them to keep them from suffering too much from the heat. My brother is in charge of cleaning and clearing the area, while I fertilize every 6 months with goat manure. I have never liked to use chemicals because when we started working in the cafe, it was totally organic and we saw the plants responded better to organic fertilizer. In the special case of Fermin, he has cultivated organically all his life. So when I mentioned to him the possibility of planting aloe vera, it was very easy for him, since culturally he had been doing this type of work. He brings us knowledge for us and to share with other young people who come from a completely different process based on chemical crops. When we select the place to plant, we look for a fertile soil with many leaves and that the root is not cut, as this hinders its growth. It needs a little water at the beginning, but in general, the soil is good. We make a hole of approximately 30 by 30 by 30 centimeters. Where we put some water in the bottom and then add goat manure. Then fill the hole with soil.
Echarle un poquito más de tierra. Ahora sí echarle el agua.
Flatten it a little to make it level, and then spread soil around it. It is important to make a hole in the center with a hand. And always keep the plant straight until the root is not visible. Tamp the soil around it so that it is firm, and then cover the hole with soil. Spreading it on the sides.
Y extiéndele la tierra por los lados. Ahí ya queda sembrada. Limpias y abono a 4 meses.
This is how it is planted. The first fertilization is done after 4 months, and then every 6 months. Aloe is an agroecological crop, so it is allowed to have companion plants around it. When the plant begins to produce shoots and grow, weeding is done, leaving the same material around the plant as mulch to serve as nutrients. At 6 to 8 months, the plant produces tillers, which must be removed so that the plant can develop properly and prevent them from becoming parasites. We remove them so that the plant has strength and growth. The second production of tillers is left to grow and are used for other plantings in different soils. After removing the tillers, it is important to remove the flower from the aloe vera plant so that it can develop better and its stalks can grow properly. When the plants no longer have tillers and are ready for harvesting, a cut is made in the rosette with a knife. Extracting the stalks without damaging the basal part. To determine whether an aloe vera plant is mature, look for a brown spot on the basal part of the stalk and observe a change in color from bright green to dull green. During harvesting, it is important to have baskets available to avoid contamination of the stalks when placing them on the ground.
Cuando ya están cosechadas las pencas, en las canastillas se trasladan hacia la planta de procesamiento, que es donde se les da pues todo el proceso para la.
Once harvested, the stalks are taken to the processing area of the aloe vera plant. First they are weighed, then the thorns are removed superficially with a small knife. Then the stalks are washed with water to remove soil and plant residue. Next, the stalks are washed with a biodegradable, odorless soap. After washing, the stalks are rinsed well and disinfected with a natural disinfectant, leaving them submerged for 15 to 20 minutes. Then the disinfectant is removed and the white basal part of the stalk is eliminated. The penca is placed vertically in water for 12 hours, changing the water as it acquires a yellowish color, which is the color of the iodine or alziba that contains the sap. After the 12 hours, the stalk goes through a filleting machine, a machine that removes the husk to obtain the fillet. A check is made to make sure that the machine has removed all the husk, and if not, it is removed manually with a knife. The aloe vera fillet is then washed again and chopped and packed in vacuum bags. Depending on the size of the package, either 250 grams or 500 grams. A pre-freezing is done to facilitate the vacuum packaging process due to the slightly watery nature of the aloe vera. Once vacuum packed, it is labeled and taken to freezing. This product is used as raw material for food consumption. If you want to produce cosmetic products based on aloe vera after filleting it, it goes through a process of liquefying, refining and straining, and then it is packaged in jars for subsequent shipment to the laboratory. The company has been promoted and encouraged by the Corporación Autónoma Regional de Santander, CAS, and has been positioned regionally and nationally as a green business. The company has received technical support in agronomy, marketing and accounting advice, and sponsorship to participate in national fairs related to environmental issues. Various inputs have also been provided to strengthen the company's different processes. Currently, the company has the endorsement and use of the brand granted by the CAS, as it has satisfactorily met the criteria of the National Green Business Plan. After the pandemic, the company has been in the process of reactivation and seeks to enter into different supermarket chains, as well as to expand its portfolio of green suppliers. The company prides itself on its agro-ecological approach to the cultivation of aloe vera plants and its organic transformation process, avoiding the use of chemical products. This contributes to the care of natural resources, including water sources, pollinating insects, and microorganisms. The company strives to continue promoting its life project, as it represents not only the family, but also many people and growers, especially women farmers, who depend on its success. The company's objective is to enter the national market and expand to different departments of Colombia. Everyone is encouraged to include aloe vera-based products in their homes, as they have numerous beneficial properties. Everyone is encouraged to include aloe vera-based products in their homes, as they have numerous beneficial properties and are totally natural. Supporting Colombian companies like this one contributes to a socially inclusive, environmentally sustainable, and economically viable approach.